how y'all doing? Great. Just for argument's sake, and not to get political at all, but try to imagine, Chip, that you had been in a coma for 10 years, and you woke up and the first thing you saw on the headline was President Trump postpones his Denmark trip after Prime Minister declines to sell in Greenland. Cooper, got our invocation?
Good morning. Lord, thank you for another beautiful summer day. Thank you for Rotary and everything it stands for. May we show our gratitude in our words, actions, and deeds today. And thank you for a beautiful day. If we'll say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the way testing the things we think, say, and do.
It is the truth. It is fair to all concerned. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Tony, morning, everybody.
We have 45 Rotarians in attendance this morning, and a few guests as well. Chris Justice has guests, and Chip Person has guests.
That's my good friend Charlotte Davis. Hello, Charlotte. Charlotte's with, did you say Biscuitville and making biscuits? No, actually, she's with the best bank in town, BB&T, and credit card client retention. And Charlotte's interested in Rotary, and she's recently sent her child off to college. She's a guitar virtuoso, just toured Europe and played guitar at Carnegie Hall as a 17-year-old. And so hopefully she'll like Gate City. Please welcome her. And we also have Erica Parker, visiting Rotarian.
Okay, I don't see, is Rick here? For birthdays and anniversaries? Okay, anybody have a birthday? Anybody? No, not today, surely. How about
Stand up, guy.
Oh my goodness.
Yesterday, guy turned 18.
You're very lucky. You just by one day being serenaded by the legal department. We do have RILA students here today. Does anybody know where RILA started? This is our Rotary trivia for the day.
Charlotte.
No. Nice try though, Mr. Rotary. I have Queensland, Australia in '59.
Wow. That's right. Yes. That'd be right.
Somebody say right? Okay, that's right. Oh, it's just been verified.
In the United States. Rotary.
Rotary Youth Leadership Awards began in '59 in Queensland, Australia. Rotarians, they organized a week-long conference for outstanding young people. In '71, the Rotary International Board officially adopted RILA as a youth program. While we're on Rotary trivia, how much? Does anybody know how much the original Rotary dues were?
Australia.
Not in Australia. Chicago. Anybody know? $1.40. Nickel. Quarter. Zero. All company finances were paid for with 50-cent fines. So, yeah, Chip says, oh, God, I would have been paying for the whole club, you know. Okay, let's see. Announcements. I know we got some announcements from the floor. Bob, you wanted to say?
If you will, last week I spoke to your group, and Some of you filled this form out, or these forms out, some of you did not. If you will fill this out, we are assembling bikes now at ADCO out by Bryan Park. We're able to get 20,000 square feet. We have 1,900 bikes that we will be presenting now to Title I students. It's the biggest concentration of bikes in the country. It's never been anything near this. And as you did last week, they'll be studying the 3rd grade book, summer reading book, and the 4th grade book. And we were able to secure yesterday that we'll take them on a 4th grade field trip to be able to see all the trades from welding to metal fabrication, etc. It's all in that. So the bike is a component of the 3 character building books. And but the bike is really important for these kids. None of these kids have ever had a bike. None. Generally, none of them. And most of them have never had a Christmas present more than $5, if that. Most of them are going to bed hungry. If you will come and help us put this is the most significant gift you can ever give to these kids. 69% of our kids are Title I children in Guilford County, and this is unbelievable. And you will be invited with the club to come to a couple of the assembly award things and be in the back and watch these kids bring their Kleenexes. But being a part of this is really significant. It will be for you too. So thank you.
Hey, I want to add something. Jim last week challenged our club to kind of foot up individually through the foundation some money to help Rob do another school. Rob shared with me that he's got half of a school funded through a bank, American National Bank, and he needs $4,500, which means the ask was $500 apiece from 9 people now. I think it was more, but so if we can get 9 people, I know we have 3 already. In the next 24 hours, Rob can do another school. So he's kind of up against the deadline. They came to him late. So if anybody feels that pulling their heartstrings, they want to reach in their wallet, I know we have 3 people already who have pledged $500.
We have more than 3.
How many do we have?
About 8 or so.
We have 8?
There's some of them are not the full 500, but I'll look, but
Okay, so Tom, if
probably
you, would,
close to the 4,500.
if you wouldn't mind sending an email to the whole club, letting them know what our needs are, if we can get that information to Rob, which I'll take care of that.
It's a great school. It's be 125 kids. It's our biggest Title I school in Guilford County.
Yeah.
So it's a great school for all of you.
If you feel it pulling, you want to stroke a check, it'll go to a great cause.
It'll make you feel better.
Yep.
Okay. Last week, Dan was talking about pig stock coming up. I'm sure that Kelly wants to make an announcement about JDRF. There you go. Well,
You know, you should take that lead because it was your idea to do this great thing.
No, actually, no.
Come on, Walt.
No.
You suggested it at the president's meeting.
I said that.
Where's Dan? Not here?
Yeah, not here. It's all you.
Wow, okay. So we are, as you know, Pig Stock and the JDRF walk are on the same day, November 2nd. You've heard that. So what we were trying to do is to collaborate with all the clubs in Guilford County in the area to make that day a true Rotary day and come and walk with us out at Country Park in the morning and build up your appetite for pig stock. And Walt had a wonderful idea that we would then combine that with another Rotary initiative, one great meal. So Walt, tell them what you suggested that you think is going to be adopted. I have to give it back, the credit back to where it came from.
We're not going to have a meeting that Thursday, and the walk and pig stock is going to be our meeting. So lucky for you guys, you don't have to buy a breakfast like you usually do on Thursday morning, and you're going to get a discount toward pig stock tickets.
Right.
Pretty heavy discount. So you do not get a head start in the walk or anything like that. You don't walk the entire way, but you will get discounted tickets to pig stock. So we do expect kind of everybody in the club to be at pig stock. And we hope that everybody's going to come out and walk too.
Yeah, would love to have everybody there. Obviously, would love to support Mike Conrad and Mitzi Ellis. You know their involvement. You know all about the history there. But Jay Harris, who is past president and member of Crescent Club, Lane Schiffman, past president and member of Greensburg Club, and myself grew up together, and we decided to do this together as an initiative. So we're trying to make this the greatest walk in JDRF's history, and we are on target to do that, and we just need a little more of your help if you can. You can donate online. My team is called It's a Grand Over Theme, and that's playing off the theme of three cats as in Dr. Seuss. So it's a great effort that we put together, and hope that you'll all join us.
Chip, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I do, and I just came up with something, Kelly. I'd like to challenge you personally to walk on the walk out to Big Stop. I'll give you $1 a mile. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll give you a ride back. And I promise we'll have the pork ready, okay? And that includes everybody you bring with you. $1 a mile. How about that? So anyway, think, don't commit just yet. I know it's tempting, okay?
30 miles? Trying to think how far it is out there.
Yeah. It wouldn't be good if it wasn't a challenge. It's got to be a challenge. Anyway, Big Stock. We haven't put the team together yet. We've got some new things we've got to do. We've got to find a chicken cooker and a rib cooker. I don't have Rick Martin here today. I know he's doing the rest of it.
You can do one or you can do two
sides and
around
desserts out on an open fire or grill or charcoal or smoke. Okay, so that's key. So I'll be sending out the email. I just can't get in the cook barbecue mood until we have some cooler weather and get rid of all this rain. But September's coming, and just so you know, Walt, for the world's greatest meal, usually our last practice cook falls about the time that we have to do that, and we invite everybody in the club to come out and have some barbecue and sample. That's like the dress rehearsal. So anyway, Pick Stock, we need to sell tickets. I'm glad to hear the club's getting behind it, and I can't wait to see the Grand Over team come walking up. We'll have seats ready.
And while we're, since we're on kind of a news theme here for history and for Big Stock and everything, it's important to probably let you guys know that the board is pretty much down to increasing dues just slightly. The $50 that we pay per quarter is probably going to go up to $55 or possibly even $60 to make the budget work. Chip and I have been working on this quite a bit, and especially Chip. And it's kind of hard to find a way to make it work otherwise. But at any rate, it'll be a phenomenal change. I don't think it's going to be enough to bankrupt anybody. You're not going to get an extra student loan or anything, guys. It'll be a very small amount, not a big one. At any rate, I'll keep you informed. Other announcements? Got one?
Talking about dues not being
Tax and spend.
I did not say no new tax. Okay, great. Time for Happy Dollars?
That's you. Happy Dollars. I just got a text from Buster. He's overslept. Well, our president may have his problems, but he's responsible for Chris Justice being district governor. Because Chris's campaign was to make Rotary great again.
Exactly, it's all his fault.
Happy Dollars. Pen up to me.
I've got Happy Dollars. All right. I'm excited for high school football starting. Davie High School hosts Page tomorrow. My cousin plays quarterback at Davie, so I'm looking forward to that game. And I want Davie to win. I'm sorry. And then his older brother just made it through basic at West Point, and also made it onto the roster for the football team. So he's going to play linebacker for Army.
Wow. Cool.
I'm happy to have Erica back in the house. I sent her an email yesterday about your son. Contrary to anybody that's Facebook friends with Erica, knows that she works out pretty much twice a day, every day. She's getting to work out to come here this morning and
Bobby, right here. Over here. Tuesday, I had the great joy of presenting at Wellspring to 40 people in the auditorium. They wanted to hear the story of the Lighted Christmas balls, and so I condensed it to about 140 characters or less. But we had questions and answers there. Wellspring wants to partner with the Lighted Christmas balls. We're going back there in late September, early October. Won't be the Pig Stock Day, I can tell you that. But they want to make 30 Lighted Christmas balls and they want to come over to Sunset Hill somewhere and hang them up in the yard of senior citizens that is not able to get out and do it for themselves. And so, you know, it's been going on for a long time. It's shocking to believe that since 2007, the Light Christmas balls, the running of the balls, and all that together has collected 57.25 tons of non-perishable food and $398,000, which together in Guilford County has provided 2.75 million meals for 100 acres. So it's just, you know, it's just one can at a time. It's the city of Greensboro and the outlying communities that have embraced this. And the sweetest ingredient of this whole thing is, I don't own it. Everybody who touches it owns it. So there you go.
Mike.
Well, yesterday was a very significant day in our efforts to eradicate polio from the face of the earth. It was the third year that we have not had a case in Nigeria. So as a result, they will be certified by WHO as being polio-free. So we are down to 2 countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Can I borrow $1? Thank you. Okay, so last Thursday I was over at Page High School and I was so excited because there were representation from Gate City on behalf of the Interact Club. I think there were about 50 or so kids that signed up to be part of Interact. So if you're not ready, get ready because they're ready for you. So congratulations on that.
Yep.
You know, summertime, they have the tent revivals around town, and Grandpappy wandered into one the other week, and he didn't know what was going on, and they had all this going on. They asked him if he needed any help with anything. He said, well, yeah, I need help with my hearing. So they laid their hands on his ears, and they prayed, and they prayed, and they sang, and they prayed. After about 20 minutes, they said, how's your hearing? He said, I go to court next week.
So we have 2 sessions for our speaker today. First is our Rile Up students. They have a...
birthdays and anniversaries.
Oh, good.
Go for it, Dale. Rick called me.
Didn't want to forget to do that. This is going to be for 2 weeks. I forgot to call me and leave a message this last week. So I'll go in chronological order back to August 12th. We had a birthday on August 12th. Was Jim Kennedy here?
No.
He had a birthday on the 12th. And then we had 3 birthdays August 13th, including our very own Kelly Harrell, Dale Farlow, and Ross Geller. They all had birthdays on the 13th. 17th of August, Brian Kaiser had a birthday. And Ralph Jones had a birthday on the 18th. Wedding anniversaries, the 12th of August, Steve, Wertz, and Tana had an anniversary. It was their 36th anniversary. On the 14th, Rusty and Debbie Hoffman had an anniversary, 37 years they've been married. And Tom Sears and Sarah on the 20th had their 53rd
All right, again, we have our Rile Up speakers. Again, it's Guy Rabondo, my son Gavin Snyder, which is Chris and Stephanie's son, and Allie Bartlett. So I'll invite these guys up to give us a little talk on what they experienced and what they did at Rile Up.
hanging out with the young folks.
Makes me feel good about
Alright, my name is Guy Ravondo, is what I just introduced me. I go to the Seminole College at NC. I'm currently focusing on like biology as a major, but once I go to actual college, I think I'm going to focus on engineering and stuff. We went to the Rylip Club recently, like last month, and it's a Rotary Youth Leadership camp where we learn skills that'll help us lead in our own environment, like school, and set up clubs and stuff to help our community. When I was there, I took away a few points from it, such as how teamwork impacts like the work that you want to do. We did a bunch of teamwork, team building exercises. These really opened my eyes to some things, such as how relying on other people in a group can really help you accomplish your goal. Before going to this camp, I had been more of like a do-it-yourself type of person. I didn't like to rely on people, but after doing a couple exercises like that, it impacted me in such ways. That's all I really have to say. Thank you for allowing me to go to the camp and paying for my way into it. It was a really good experience. And it was great meeting a lot of people without a cell phone, something you usually don't do in today's environment.
Hey, my name is Gavin Snyder. I'm a rising senior at Northwest Guilford High School. I was looking forward to attending this camp in early July because I was thinking that it would be able to help me learn things that I previously hadn't. But I feel like this camp really just reinforced what we all already know, but it shows you that it is applicable to just about any situation that you're in. I think the main thing that I took away from this camp is that connections are everything. I think that they stressed that the most throughout the entirety of the camp, and I think that a lot of us are trying to keep up with those connections that we made and our friends that we made during the camp. Thank you.
I'll be a senior at Page High School this school year. I'm focusing on nutrition as a major going into college. What I took away from camp was that there's no need to change who you are because there's not a set definition of what a leader is. A leader can be multiple personalities, it can be anything you want it to be or what you make it. So we did the Myers-Briggs test, which I thought was really interesting because it showed you like your traits, and they taught you what the strengths and the weaknesses of your 4 letters are. So I thought that was really interesting. We also, for teamwork, we went to Breakout, which is like escape rooms. My team won. We just learned how to be a team and work together because that's what leadership is. There's multiple people coming together to create an idea or accomplish something. Yeah, I just took away that friends that you meet there, they're genuine. They really mean the best for you, and they want you to be successful. Personally, I'm keeping in touch with a lot of the people in my small group, and I hope to continue that through college. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. So I think that was a good investment for some future leaders in our community there.
Yep.
So our speaker today is Michelle Old. She is the founder and executive director of the Diaper Bank of North Carolina. It's a statewide organization addressing diaper needs in families struggling to afford basic needs. She is a mother of 3, has a dog, a cat, and 4 chickens. Michelle has previously worked 20 years in the field of violence against women and started a human trafficking task force in North Carolina in 2003. Our speaker today, Michelle Old.
Hey everyone, how are you? Good. Can you hear me back there? So I founded the Diaper Bank in 2013 with the goal of providing 50,000 diapers in Durham. Our first year we distributed 209,000 diapers. Last year we distributed 4.3 million diapers statewide. We have 3 branches, 3 warehouses across the state, and we have one that serves this area out of Forsyth County. So we serve all of the Greater Triad. We distribute about 100,000 diapers a month from the Greater Triad, and we work with over 400 volunteers a month in the Triad to make that possible. Some of you may have heard about a diaper bank. A few years ago, we had a theft where over 16,000 diapers were stolen. And I wrote a small article to get like a drive going to get awareness about the theft, to get the diapers back, and it went absolutely viral. We were in 64 news stations. We were in New Zealand news, but there the headline was Napster's Fleece Nappy Bank. I wish I had called the diaper bank a nappy bank. We were in Huffington Post and the Today Show. What was interesting about it is we got 130,000 diapers sent to us in 1 week. The challenge was the business address at the time was my home address. So they were all sent to my house in Durham. They were designating 4 UPS trucks to drop off diapers to this house in Durham. I had to get trucks to get into my house because they blocked all my doors. On the 3rd day I came early and the UPS guys were like, how many children do you have? So we've grown a lot since then. The reason why we have a diaper bank is 1 in 3 families experience diaper need. There's no assistance for diapers. WIC and food stamps do not cover them, and they cost up to $100 a month. So families are literally making choices between buying food or buying diapers, and every single time they will choose to feed their children and try to make those diapers last as long as they can. So we're seeing babies left in 1 diaper a day, families rinsing out and reusing diapers, and parents making really tough decisions about basic needs that they shouldn't have to make. We distribute our products through organizations, so when you support the Diaper Bank, you're actually supporting 65 nonprofits in the community, and we feel very strongly that if someone is struggling for diapers, then they're struggling with other needs, so we want them connected to programs that can help them in multiple ways. What we're seeing is that the need for diapers is so great that we're able to capture some really amazing outcomes. Funders do not care that we give out 4.3 million diapers a year. They want to know, what does that diaper do beyond provide a basic human need, and we're able to tell that story. So for example, we give to clinics across the state that see a lot of families that do not get the immunizations for their children when they need them because they're working multiple jobs, they don't have transportation. But now the clinics call them up and say, your child's up for vaccines and we have diapers, do you want to stop by? They're actually showing their vaccines are increasing. We also give to home visiting programs across the state that are now showing an 83% increase in home visits and client retention because the social workers are bringing diapers in hand. This is exactly what we want to see. We want to be supporting these amazing programs that we all believe in with something as simple as a diaper that's helping enhance their relationship with their clients, enhance the work that they're trying to do with their clients. We are the only diaper bank in the country to have published research on the work we do. So we published 2 papers. One was on the outcomes that families receive in getting something as simple as a diaper, which is decreased stress and anxiety. They're able to go to work. You can't go to work unless you take a day's worth of diapers to childcare. If you don't have diapers, you can't drop them off at childcare. They're able to go to work. They're able to pay a bill. In some of our rural counties, they actually have boxes on their walls that families have to swipe a credit card to get electricity for that day, that week, or that month. And the families report that when they get diapers from us, they're able to actually get electricity for their family for that week. So we have those very tangible goals that we have published, and then we also published a second paper looking at the outcomes our community partners receive, which I explained to you. Increased home visits, increased client retention, and able to really communicate, because we supplement They're able to say, no, we're giving you this, Diaper Bank's giving you this many diapers. How are you going to work with your budget to get the rest that you need for your children? I talk a lot and fast, so if you have any questions while I'm talking, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer. We also felt very strongly that if mothers couldn't afford diapers, then they couldn't afford to take care of themselves, so we started distributing feminine hygiene products. And then we started to hear from middle and high school teachers telling us that there are girls in our community missing school because they don't have what they need and they don't want to have an accent school. This is something that we are just not talking about in our communities. And so we started a program called On the Spot, and we now provide feminine hygiene products in all of Durham public schools, and we're just now expanding that into our greater Triad area. So we provide feminine hygiene products and girls' underwear, because if she has an accident at school, she has nothing to change into. And then lastly, we distribute adult incontinence supplies. When you're a senior and you're on a fixed income, you cannot afford $100 a month for adult incontinence supplies. But unlike parents who are willing to swallow their pride and ask for something for their child, many seniors are not willing to disclose that they struggle with these needs. So we really feel like we are much more than distributing diapers. It's not really our work. It's about distributing dignity in our community. And that is our focus. And also connecting the families to other services. Any questions? I can go on, like I have a lot more. Anything, Blair? Okay. I'm sure some of you might be thinking,
I got a question over here.
Sorry.
What's the current diaper need in North Carolina?
That is 1 in 3 families experience diaper need. Yeah.
Wow. But I mean
how many diapers would you need to give?
Oh, I'd have to do math, and I'm not exactly sure about that.
It's a lot more than you think.
Yes. We actually also have, so we did a study that looked at all the ways we distribute diapers, all our community partners, and then the families that we distribute them. And what we found is that 78% of the families that receive our products are working 1 to 3 jobs. Really, if any number that I say today, I want you to remember that number, because there is a misconception about poverty in our community. What we are seeing are families that care very deeply for their children, that work extremely hard, but still cannot provide the most basic needs. We hear from teachers that are teaching our children during the day and go home at night and cannot afford diapers for their own children. We hear from hundreds and hundreds of military families where one spouse is deployed, the other one is at home, qualified for WIC and food stamps, and they cannot afford diapers. So many phone calls. You know, Fort Bragg is the largest military base in the world. We were receiving calls all the time. So we did a study and found that 63% of military families struggle to afford diapers every single month. So we started a program called Truckload of Hope, and we have a truck, and when someone gives you a truck, you learn how to be a truck driver. So I drive a truck, and we now take a truck full of diapers to Fort Bragg every month, and we serve 600 to 800 children every single month at Fort Bragg. Wow. So if you ever want to go on a field trip, it's a great way to see families that we're serving every single day. Some of you might be thinking, what about cloth? Who's thinking that? Be honest. Okay, that's good. I thought you were, and afraid to ask. So there is a lot of privilege that goes along with cloth diapering that used to not be the case. One, they're very, very expensive. Secondly, you have to have a washing machine. You're not allowed to wash cloth diapers at a laundry facility. Thirdly, you have to be able to find a child care center that will actually take cloth diapers. Many will not. We've yet to find one. So there are a lot of obstacles. If families can overcome those obstacles, we do have a cloth diaper program where we provide them with a nice set of cloth diapers that they're able to use and grow with their child. I will say, since we've been doing this in 2013, we've given out 3 of those. Really what we're trying to do is to work with families that are working very hard. And if you look at statistics, 98% of Americans are using disposable. So we're asking the poorest and the struggling families to do better than 98% of Americans. So cloth diapers are great, but it's not realistic for the families that we're serving. Anything? Yes.
Do you have a relationship with any manufacturers or distributors where you can get seconds or discounts or?
That's a very good question. So typically stores and companies do not donate diapers. When I started, everybody was like, just call up Pampers and Walmart and they'll give you all sorts of diapers. It's not true because I tried and they laughed at me. But and the reason is, what happens to food that does not happen to diapers? Exactly. There's no expiration on diapers, so there's no incentive for stores or companies to get them off of their shelves. We are lucky. We're considered one of the top 3 diaper banks in the country. We are able to purchase them through a purchasing program, through Huggies. We can get them down to 14, 15 cents a diaper. When you're buying them in the store, you can actually get them at about really cheap with coupons, and online 17 cents, that's rare, up to 37 cents we're seeing in stores. So we're able to get them much cheaper, we buy in bulk, and so forth. Also, the community provides about 30% of what we distribute. We have hotspots and businesses all across the community that will have a box for us, so families will outgrow a certain size and they'll have some left over. They can drop them off in the hotspot box. We collect those. When you're getting 4.3 million diapers, 30% is a very generous community. I will tell you, we have struggled in this area. Did that answer your question? Yeah. Lastly, we work with a diaper manufacturer that's here in North Carolina. It's called Domtar. I don't know if any of you have heard of them. They actually make the off-market brands. So they make Walmart brand, Walgreens. They also make the 7th generation brand, which is the unbleached kind that you find at Whole Foods. When they're switching the machine from the unbleached to the bleached diaper, streaks of that brown cotton will be in the white diaper. And they can't sell that. They call it bio brown, and they actually bring us those. Now I can't call them and say, hey, do you have a bunch of size 5s of that? But it does help us keep up our stock. You know, in Durham, we're distributing about 300,000 diapers a month, and so that really helps us. Currently, all of the diapers that we're distributing in the Triad are coming from Durham, and we distribute 100,000 diapers a month into the greater Triad. So we are really trying to reach out to the community to say, we're here, we're doing this work in your community, and we need support from this community to continue that work.
Are you looking for warehousing in the Triad?
No, because we feel like with Forsyth County, we're Winston-Salem, and then Durham, you know, we have a nice, with trucks, it's an easy kind of way. Really what we're looking for are drives, hotspot locations, businesses that are willing to put our box up, people that are willing to talk about the work we're doing. We also work with, 800 volunteers a month, and if you want to come to the warehouse and bring a Boy Scout troop, a Girl Scout troop, we have wine and wrapping events. Like you want to have wine and wrap diapers, we're your place. We repackage all of them, they look like this, and we can handle up to 60 volunteers at a time. So if you all together as a group wanted to come and repackage diapers, it's a lot of fun, and it's something that you can do together and drink wine, which is fun.
Breakfast wine.
Yeah, I'm sorry?
Breakfast wine.
Yes, I could do mimosas, not a problem. No, so that's something that we're trying to get the word out, that we're doing this work here and that there's families that we're serving in this community. Yes?
I just wanted to share that I met Michelle during the hurricanes that hit us last year. Yeah, the tornadoes that hit us. And she called our church and said, I know there's going to be kids that have this need for diapers. Can I bring some diapers over? Can you distribute those? And so we were like, absolutely, and here she comes with this big old truck. And she backs it up. And when I tell you, there are more diapers than I have ever seen in my entire life. We organized a whole little, assembly line to unpack them off the truck and line them up across the gym. I mean, it literally covered our whole gym. And I will tell you that every last diaper was gone by the time we were done. I mean, people just were in lines wrapped around our building coming to get those diapers. So, you know, I wasn't aware of what the need was. I was fortunate and blessed, and when I had kids, my friends had diaper parties for me. So I didn't buy diapers for years, you know, and so just, you know, to see the need and understand what the need really was definitely eye-opening. And so thank you for all the work that you do in the community. We appreciate it, especially, you know, obviously here in Guilford County and all across our state.
Thank you so much. We were with the governor's crime task, or not crime, that would not fit at all. I don't know why I said that. My last work is really conflicting with my current work. His disaster recovery team. Disaster recovery services do not distribute diapers, feminine hygiene products, or adult incontinence, but we do. So we were on the front lines. In the first 2 weeks of Hurricane Florence, we distributed 1.5 million diapers. That was 3 women. We were stuffing diapers behind pilots and planes for airdrops. It was absolutely chaos, but we covered a lot of bottoms, and we continue that work. There are still families that are displaced in Robeson County and Bladen County, and we are still serving them every single month. So we need now take a truckload every month to Robeson County. Yeah.
So given the area that you distribute over and your actions, which are all just fantastic, how many employees do you have? Are you all volunteer? I mean, obviously, you can't do all that by yourself.
Yeah, so we were a very small staff. To give you a little history of us, most of our money goes towards warehousing and diapers. Warehousing space is expensive, so that just takes a lot of our budget. My first full-time paycheck was January of 2018. I'm the only full-time staff. Up until January of 2019, we had 3 of us. And so we went through all of Hurricane Florence, pushing out all of that. So 4.3 million diapers came from 3 women and a bunch of volunteers. We couldn't imagine doing this work without. And then now we realize that to have capacity, we've got to have staff. And so now we have 9 part-time staff. We have a truck driver now, so I'm not driving a truck all over North Carolina. At first, I was really impressed with myself, but I am over it. And then, so we have a truck driver, a grant writer, because I was either driving a truck or writing a grant, and some support staff. So we are filling that out, but we have a lean budget. It is about diapers, dignity products out, dignity products in. That's how we work.
Where do you get your funding?
We write a lot of grants, so
okay.
All over. The town of Orange County is one of the first, the county city manager is one of the first counties to say, we value this for our families and our community, and they actually have written us into their budget, which is really amazing. And so we're looking at other ways that we can kind of share the work that we're doing and get support. Thank you for having me.
Great job.
Thank you, Michelle. That was great. We've got one other thing for you to do. We'll take it for the Queen of Hearts raffle.
I get half of this, right?
In diapers, yes.
In diapers.
What's the last 4 numbers?
I don't have my glasses.
Oh, okay. 4778. And it's not Buster, because he's not here. So, okay.
Say again. 4778.
Yep. Here. We gotta have
Do we have a winner?
No winner?
Do you need to go again?
Another ticket?
You need me to read it? Go again.
There.
Dig deep.
4754.
Woo! That's me.
All right. Let's see. That's about it for this week. We're going to go out there and do something great in the community. Special thanks to our guest, Charlotte. It's great to have you. Bob, thanks for coming back. And Stephanie, hope next time you get to sit at the girls' table. We're adjourned.